am because he created me in his image. Islam. I trust all is well this evening. We are going to go live from a couple of platforms. I decided to come live on here because StreamYard was doing some weird stuff. So I kind of was like over StreamYard. I was like, let me just go to YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. Why not get on YouTube? Yes, so I'm over here on YouTube. Again, going to connect to we're going to connect to Facebook and also we're going to connect to because I also connect to TikTok. I'm gonna go TikTok live over here because for some reason I'm not getting the proper situation over on TikTok. I don't know what's up with TikTok lately. So like every time I want to go live, it like, and it may even do it this time. Who knows? But yes, we'll see what pops off over here. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see how this all goes out. Let's put our the multi guest one away. Let me see, can I add it? Multi guest. Can I put my multi guest up here? I can receive guest request. Okay, so we'll receive guest requests as we need to. Okay. But I'm just gonna try this new because I have not been on in a minute. I have really been. I told you I was going to the wilderness. I was trying to tell y'all I was going to the wilderness, right? And I've been in the wilderness. I really have. I've been in the wilderness. Really just working on myself. Working on myself. You hear me? Not easy. Temptations be everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Oh goodness. I don't know why that looks like that. Let's see. Excuse me. I don't know why that looks like that, but jeez. Okay, there we go. So now we can probably go live just from here. I trust y'all doing good tonight though. I really do. I'll go live on Facebook. We're going to start with this meeting. Islam. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly according to the Circle 7 in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Can we all stand as we recite our Moorish American prayer? We're going to turn to the east as going within. I'm going to sit because I'm speaking with you guys, but we turn to the east, and it only means going within. So as we turn to the east, and we put up 5 fingers on the left, 2 on the right, with our heels touching one another, standing on our square. Repeat after me. Allah, the Father of universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation by night and by day through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Amen. Islam. Islam. I would like to first rise and give, so I'll stand and rise. Excuse me. I want to first rise and give the highest holy praises to our Father God Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Also, Allah, the mother of the virtues and the harmonies of life that breeds justice, mercy, love, and right. Islam, I want to rise and give honors to our illustrious and divine prophet, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, who brought us this message of love. Islam, I want to rise and give honors to all the divine prophets for all the wonderful works that they brought into us. Islam, I want to give honors to the forerunner to our prophet, who was like John was to Jesus. And he said many, many things. One that really sticks to me, and we're going to talk about a moral compass today, is he would say, the pen is mightier than the sword, but the tongue is mightier than them both. And that is our brother Marcus Mosiah Garvey Bay. Islam. I want to give honors to him. I give honors to all the sheiks, grand sheikesses, grand governors, grand governoresses, all the heads of any temple throughout this Moorish movement all over the world. I give honors to you. Giving honors to the members, sympathizers, and just you here today. Giving honors to all of you for just being here. Islam. So that would be my honors to you, Islam, 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 Islam. Happy holiday, Islam. It's so good to see you. So good to see you, Sister Leonette. Islam, Islam. I haven't been out here in a minute, Sister Leonette. In a minute. It's been a minute. It's been some, maybe about 3 weeks. It seems 3 cycles. It seems been being quiet. I don't know. I really haven't had much to say or speak on. I just been told to just kind of hold my tongue a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, excuse me. Excuse me. Islam, Islam, Islam. Now I will do the recitation for the Moorish Science Temple of America, the Divine Constitution and Bylaws. Islam, salvation, Allah, unity. The Moorish Science Temple of America, the Divine Constitution and Bylaws. Act 1. The Grand Sheikh and the Chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America is empowered to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the Prophet and the Grand Body of the Moorish Science Temple of America. The Assistant Grand Sheikh is to assist the Grand Sheikh in all affairs if he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And it is known before the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Act 2. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly according to the Circle 7. And love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Friday is our holy day of rest because on a Friday the first man was formed in flesh. And on a Friday the first man departed out of flesh and ascended unto his Father God Allah. For that cause, Friday is the holy day for all Muslims all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. No member is to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister, because Allah is love. Act 4. All members must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government. Because by being a Moorish American, you are a part and parcel of the government and must live the life accordingly. Act 5. This organization of the Moorish Science Temple of America is not to cause any confusion or to overthrow the laws and constitution of the said government, but to obey hereby. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and parcel of the government and must live the life accordingly. Islam, excuse me. Excuse me. Islam, Islam, Islam. My apologies. I got a little thrown off over here. Yes. All right. Islam, Islam. My apologies. Act 6. Back to Act 6. Which says all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained noble Drew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and parcel of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Then you are entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, through the guidance of his Father God, Allah. Noble Drew Ali, founder. The Moorish Science Temple of America, home office of Noble Drew Ali, Chicago, Illinois, USA. Islam. Now for the recitation for the additional laws for Moorish Americans by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Act 1. The Grand Sheikh is the governing head of our temple. All business of said temple must be approved by the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali, before being acted upon by any member. Let it be finance, property, or any line of life that will cause the member to sacrifice finance, that will cause the support of any group of members. Any former officer that violates these laws is subject to be removed from his office under a heavy restriction, etc. by the Prophet or the Grand Sheikh. Act 2. All members are to attend their ADAB meetings and their public meetings promptly. If a member is found standing around on their meeting period, shall be fined 50 cents on the first case, and on the second, he will be fined $1, which will go on your emergency fund. If member is working, his monthly dues must be paid, and if he has money in the bank, he must subscribe for as much as he is able to the Moorish Uplifting Fund, because it takes finance to uplift the nation. Act 3. It is the lawful and divine duty of every good member, if he is able in finance, to aid me in saving the nation, and if he does not, he is an enemy to the cause of uplifting his own people, and justice must catch you. Let it be he or she according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, as I have the power invested in my hands, and I will have to enforce the law in order to save the nation. Act 4. All members, while up making a public speech, must not use any assertion against the American flag or speak radical against the church or any member of any organized group, because we are to teach love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Act 5. All members must promptly attend their meetings and send their children to Sunday school, and the teacher must confirm himself to the questionnaire. And let every member exercise his 5 senses who is able to do so, because out from your Sunday school comes the guiders of the nation. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and partial of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, Black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Drew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and partial of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Then you are entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, through the guidance of his Father God, Allah. Islam, Islam, Islam. Islam, y'all. Islam, Islam, Islam. Happy holy day to everyone. I hope everyone has enjoyed their holy day today. It is happy holy day to all the Muslims all over the world, no matter where you are. Friday is a holy day for us because it's a Friday is the day when the first man was formed in flesh, and Friday was the day that the first man departed out of flesh and ascended unto his Father God Allah. Islam. So this is why Friday is our holy day. And it also represents Venus. Venus is the planet of love. So this is a love day. So we also say happy love day on our holy day, Islam. So today I wanted to talk about moral compasses. But first I want to touch on something. I love Prophet Noble Drew Ali so much, man. He's so important to me in my life, and for what he brought to America, to this part, to North America, to Northwest Africa, whatever gate you want to call this, he brought it over here so that we would know who we are and whose we are, right? So it's mighty funny. Yesterday was a big day for a lot of people. It was a day a lot of people celebrate. So-called Independence Day, right? The 4th of July, as you would call it. But I want to point something out to you. I read something in Acts 6 that should stand out to you more than anything. Because when they say Independence Day and it was 1776, do you know what was going on at that time? Because I'm going to kind of put you in the mind state of what was going on at that time. In Acts 6, it says, with us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and partial of this said government. That means the government going on right now. The said government means the one right now. Who's in power right now? This said government. And know that they are not Negroes, color folks, Black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779. They said we had independence in 1776 because slavery was really popping off in 1774. So 1776, they decided, yeah, we're going to say we independent. We done did some things to gain our independence. But slavery lasted from 1779 to 1865. It was over in 1865. So you're still celebrating the atrocities of your people. Whether you're popping fireworks, barbecue grilling, no matter what, you are celebrating something that was taken from you. You didn't have no independence because you don't even know your nationality to have no independence. This is why we teach the Moorish science, so you know who you are and whose you are. This over here in the temples, they're not built off of being radical. They're not built off of trying to challenge the government or anything else. This is a love movement. We're built off of 5 principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Love is our first principle. So we truly are not here to be radical, causing no confusion with nobody. We are here to teach what love really looks like. We are here to show what love really looks like, because we're supposed to be the message we bring. And as Moorish American Muslims, that's the place we're supposed to play at all times, no matter where we are, what we're doing in our life. We're supposed to show up as love made manifest. This is why Prophet Noble Drew Ali was brought here. This is why Prophet Noble Drew Ali brought this message. This is why he did what he did. As many people that did not want him here, he was still faithful to his work. I can't give it to nobody else because he's the one that brought it. It don't say divinely prepared by nobody else but him on front of here. So the only one I know how to give honors to and some real props to is Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Period, point blank. Be mad if you want to. That's who I feel all the honor goes to. Because if it wasn't for his studies and his going through the sacred grove and these schools of thoughts and coming and bringing us this message of love, none of this stuff would exist. He brought the truth. The 18 missing years that ain't even in your Bible. He brought that truth. So this is why I said we're talking about a moral compass today. Let's talk about this moral compass. What is your moral compass? Because people spit morals, these morals. Well, you should have a moral compass too. Because we have tools we use over here in the Moorish Science Temple of America. Tools for the workshop of the mind where things are made of thought and where you build up character. Don't nobody else build up character but you. This is what happens in the workshop of the mind. And we also use a tool. We use the compass. The compass. I'm going to tell you about the compass. The compass. So I'm going to come out of chapter 5, the divine instructions from the Holy Prophet. Chapter 5, after the feast, the homeward journey, the missing Jesus, the search for him. His parents find him in the temple. He goes with them to Nazareth, symbolic meaning of carpenter's tools. So one day, I'm going to go to 12. One day, as he was bringing forth the tools for work, this is Jesus, bringing the tools to his father, because his father, he was carpenter. Islam. So he's bringing the tools to his father. I want you guys to see this in your mind. Like, look at it as a story being told to you. So see it, so you can see it and it's real to you. Don't just listen to me, but really get into it, really tap into what I'm saying. One day, as he was bringing forth the tools for work, Justice said, these tools remind me of the ones we handle in the workshop of the mind, where things are made of thought and where we build up character. We use the square to measure all the lines, to straighten out the crooked places of the way and make the corners of our conduct square. Right, sharpen. Let's do that. Islam. We use the compass to draw. Everyone's used the compass, even in school. We use the compass to draw the circles around our passions and desires to keep them in the bounds of righteousness. So we use the compass to keep our stuff in the bounds of righteousness. Anything that we're doing, whether it's your relationships, your workship, your businesses, whatever, you need this compass. This compass guides you. But there's a moral compass that comes along with this too. Not just that compass, but that moral comes in there too. That compass, that's a moral compass. We use the compass to draw the circles around our passions and desires to keep them in the bounds of righteousness. So we don't get too far off and get to acting a fool. People get caught up in their desires. They love their desires, the desires of their heart, and that's all they go for. And this is why that compass is important. This is why a moral compass in your life is important. A moral compass, Islam. And it has, when we look up, I put up the definition of it in the post on Facebook, which dang, I can't go to right now. But maybe someone in the chat will pull it up and put it in the chat of where I said it. So when we use this compass and it keeps us in the bounds of righteousness, we can find something similar to this in chapter 46 of the Circle 7. I feel, we've lost a lot of the way of it. Okay. Islam. So I'm going to come from the divine instructions from the Holy Prophet. This to me is talking about a moral compass too. I see this as one too. Islam. The divine instructions from the Holy Prophet. Chapter 46, the beginning of Christianity. I'm going to drop down to 4. Well, I'll say this. Let me do 3. Jesus was seeking to redeem his people in those days from the pressure of the pale-skinned nations of Europe. Rome crucified him according to their law. Then, Europe had peace for a long time until Muhammad I came upon the scene and fulfilled the works of Jesus of Nazareth. The holy teaching of Jesus was to the common people, to redeem them from under the great pressure of the hands of the unjust, that the rulers and the rich would not oppress the poor, also that the lion and the lamb may lay down together and neither would be harmed when morning came. Even when I think about the holy teachings of Jesus and I think about those holy teachings, that's a moral compass he was bringing. He was bringing some morals to the people so that you would be let go from under the pressure of the unjust. That's why we teach moral science too, to get our people out of the same iron hand oppression that they've been up under for 400 some years. Just because the chains are not on your hands and feet don't mean they're not on the brains of you. That's where it still falls into line, because we still fall into these labels and names that delude to slavery. It's not to tell you, like, why do you want to call yourself that? I'm gonna read you something about that rugged cross and wonder, like, it's the same thing. We're gonna talk about the rugged cross, because in there, it's a moral compass. What are your morals to yourself? Islam, it says the teachings were not these teachings, these ones, the ones that Jesus of Nazareth bought, the ones that Muhammad, the ones that Prophet Noble Drew Ali, these teachings were not accepted by the rulers, neither by the rich. And I want y'all to peep out rulers and rich. That doesn't have nothing to do, that's not the government. That's not the government. It would have said the government and the rulers and the rich, because we talk about the government in magistrate and subject. We talk about the government in our divine constitution and bylaws. So if it was saying the government was having you like that, it would say the government. It says the rulers and the rich. That's not them. This is some different stuff right here. Because they love the principles of the 10 Commandments, because it gives you 10 to follow. Most people would say 10 Commandments, they might can recite 3, 4. They'll recite the ones that they feel are them, when there are really way more rules and commandments than that. We can start with 42 laws of my eye, but I mean, it's just so many more, and that one holds you accountable. That's what holds you accountable. It gives you a moral compass. The 10 Commandments gives you an excuse. The 10 Commandments gives you a scapegoat. The 10 Commandments make you think, oh, I could go do it, and then all I'm going to do is fall on my knees and ask for forgiveness, and I can go do it again. No. See, over here, you got accountability and responsibility. Period. We all do. We all got an accountability and a responsibility over here to ourselves. So you can't lie to yourself. You can't lie to yourself. So we can't play the game with this. Once we really start unfolding these lessons, this ain't to be played with, because it's going to come back and snatch you, because the fire will be on your back and burn you up for real. This is not a game. Period. No. So when we're thinking about the rulers and the rich, they love those things. Through the 10 Commandments, the rulers and the rich live while the poor suffer and die, because it don't make nobody be held accountable. You think thou shalt not kill, then you go, oh, but then he said we can eat this. Still, commandments, what came before all that? You still trying to bypass because you want a scapegoat. So let's go over that and we're going to go over here. No, it's still the same thing. We shouldn't want to harm any living thing, because when we harm a living thing, we harm ourselves. What's your moral compass? When you harm a living thing, you harm yourself. Whether it's with your mate, your children, the animals, your pets, whatever. When we harm any living thing, we only harm ourselves. Even when we're out here doing harm to one another and we're hurting each other with words, we're hurting each other with whatever, pow-pows, whatever, you're only hurting yourself back. You're only harming you. So when you see the reflection of your brother or sister and you feel you want to harm them or hurt them, that just says you don't even love yourself. You don't love yourself. Because if you love you, you would dare not harm anyone else. Because when you look in the eyes of man, you should see Allah. That's what I see. I see Allah. Nothing else. Your flaws. Hey, I don't know those. You'll show them, I'm sure. They'll be there, but I don't know those. All I know is to come in love. That's what I have learned. To not be hateful, spiteful. You got to have compassion. People have lost compassion around this bad boy. What's your moral compass? Because compassion got compass in it. Where's your compassion? That's a moral compass. You got to have compassion to even use the compass to keep your stuff in the bounds of righteousness. Islam, the lamb is the poor people. The lion is the ruler and the rich. And through love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, all men are one and equal to seek their own destiny and to worship under their own vine and fig tree after the principles of the holy and divine laws of their forefathers. Our forefathers left us a moral compass, y'all. Our forefathers left us a moral compass. They left us some morals and principles that we're supposed to be following with one another. Islam, happy holy day to you all. Islam, Islam. So we are supposed to, this compass is supposed to be carried around here within us. Within us. Anything from our turbans to our pendant, all this should be carried within us at all times. You represent what you are from within. These things mean nothing. They're just there. But we're supposed to carry these things around at all times in every way we move. In every way we move. That's what having a moral compass is all about. But we let go of our forefathers. We say, hey, I'm going to go follow them people's forefathers. Let me go see what they got going on. Especially if you're going to celebrate Independence Day. 1776, really? And slavery was still popping off. So who was independent? Can someone answer that question? Because it sure wasn't our people. It's not our people. All nations of the earth in these modern days are seeking peace. And every nation right now we see, they're seeking peace. No matter where you look across this globe, everyone is seeking peace. Peace amongst our youth, so they'll stop pow-powing each other in the streets. Peace amongst our brothers in arms. Peace amongst our sisters. Peace amongst everything, the animals, the lands, all of that. Every nation right now is seeking peace. We tired of this. As a mother, I'm tired seeing other mothers go through. Excuse me, y'all. But there is one true and divine way that peace may be obtained in these days, and it is through love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice being taught universally to all nations in all lands. So one thing that just gets to me sometimes is when people come and they say, oh, you Mars, y'all them radical people, y'all fight against the God. No, we don't. That's somebody else. Now, whatever y'all watching over there, that's something else. That's not what we do. Our principle, hold up, the highest one is peace. So we ain't coming with no radicalness or no craziness. We are teaching love. We have to teach these 5 principles universally to all nations. He said, take every 4 corners. He sent his angels to all 4 corners of the earth to teach this message. We are those angels. Whether you want to accept it or not, you are that angel. You're going to be called to the forefront. You're going to have to open your mouth. Because his angels are the ones that have charge, baby. You know, we hold up 7. 5 called, 2 only held their station. The angel, the seraphim. Nobody held their station. We didn't even hold our station as men. Excuse me. The men didn't hold their station and not pulled us down with them. Excuse me. Let me recite that. And it's not to get on the brothers, but it's a reason why this circle 7 is constantly telling you the difference. It'll say he when it's saying masculine. It's going to say she when it's talking feminine. Wisdom, she speaks on high. Her. Holy breath, her. Mother of virtues. Harmonies of life that breeds justice, mercy, love, and right. Mother. Brother pulled us with him. Brother snatched us down with him. So 5 fell, 2 held their station. I love my sisters to no end. So when I say I'm just not cool with certain people, like certain people that pop up on TV or on the radio, I'm not cool with them because they don't represent with me as a Muslim woman, as a Moorish American woman that has learned, that has came from being ratchet before. Believe that. That has came from being ratchet, dressing ratchet, being ratchet, all of that extra stuff, to understanding and knowing who I am as a woman, respecting myself, learning what that's all about, respecting my temple, respecting my body, respecting my energy, respecting my worth. Has been this has not been no easy work. And it's been me that's done the work. I'm grateful for everyone that has taught me through this. But if I don't keep this in my hand, they can teach me all they want to. If I'm not the one studying to show myself approved, you can tell me whatever. But I'm going to study and show myself approved. I don't need nobody to show up for me and show me approved. You got to study and show yourself approved. So that ain't just me picking up one thing. That's keeping you in some ignorance. And that's keeping the slave chains on your brains. Call it what you want. It is keeping them on your brains. So until you shake yourself up out of that and wake up from all of this slumberness, slothfulness, and laziness, because our people are lazy. That is the truth. Our people are lazy. You don't want to learn. You want somebody to come tell you. So that's why y'all running to try to figure out what master you going to get this year. Because you don't know how to be, you don't even know how to be self-sustainable over yourself. You need somebody to come tell you what to do. That's how enslaved our people are on the brains. Somebody got to come tell them how to live, what to do, when to put something on their face, when to take it off, when to cough, when to sneeze, when to blink. You have no moral compass because you can't even guide yourself. You waiting for somebody that looks nothing like you to come and guide you. Don't represent your forefathers for nothing. And right here it states, the lamb is the poor, the lion is the rulers and the rich, and through love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, all men are one and equal to seek their own destiny and to worship under their own vine and fig tree after the principles of the holy and divine laws of their forefathers, of our forefathers, not somebody else's. Y'all, we following everybody else's forefathers and what they got going on. We know so much about everybody else and their forefathers and don't even know nothing about ours. Sound ignorant every time it come out our mouth. If they was to come over here and say, what's your nationality? Everybody, I'm black. I'm from here. I was born in Birmingham. No. Nationality, boo. What is your nationality? You can ask that to people that are not from these lands and they know what that means. You ask our people, they looking like, what? Black. I'm from Colorado. No, that's not a nationality. That's a nation of people that we must become. And we got to stop being so lazy because we don't want to do the work. We want everybody to do the work for us. And we'll show up when it's all done. That's that rich and ruler stuff. See them rulers? That's what they do. They show up after all the dirty work is done. Now here come the rulers. The rich folks just pay their way. Because remember, they try to pay their way to heaven as they trying to build their way up out of here. Now they're going the opposite way. They couldn't go up, so now they're going under. It just, come on. What we doing? And we sit back and we're just as ignorant because we talking about, oh, you going to say that about them and you're going to vote for them and you're going to do this. It shouldn't matter. You should know how to take care of you and your own community. We should be taking care of our own community. Our brothers is lazy. Straight up facts. Because we should be arming, we should be handling these things. Our youth shouldn't be out here doing what they doing if brothers was on their thing. It shouldn't take the mamas to always have to stand up and do something for something to get done, y'all. That's real. We take on the whole game. From the carrying of the baby to the birthing of the baby to the everything. We bring the table, set the table here. Come on, y'all. Get up off y'all's butts. All y'all. Whether you wear a fez or you don't. Get up off your butt. We got babies that is going to be here way longer than us. So forget about what your feelings are. These children are going to be here way longer than we will be. We going to leave it like this because you in your feelings? Because you might not agree with what somebody's saying to you? Get out your feelings. It's facts over feelings all day. As a mother of 4 sons that have been through some things with my sons, going through still. That's why I really ain't been on. Going through still, even in their adulthood. But I can't just drop the towel and be like, oh, and walk away. It's still on my mind. It's in my spirit. All of that. I had to man 4 boys by myself. Feed, clothe, make sure shelter. All the things you need to create a nation. Food, shelter, clothing. Had to be the military. I guess we got to learn how to fight whatever. Had to be the doctor when they got sick. Had to make sure if they fail. Hey, I ain't got no insurance. Y'all ain't poking on my children. They are not your monkey experiment. You ain't shooting them with no vaccine so they can end up some kind of way. Not mine. So what's wrong with you? We will figure it out at the house. I've been that way forever. But my children weren't sick like that. I didn't have sick children. As I told y'all, we don't eat out. We didn't do all that stuff. We ate at home. That's what I could afford to do. But at the end of the day, we got to stop with being so lazy. We got to stop with waiting for everybody else to fix it. We must fix our own stuff. And when we can't take accountability for the things that we got going on, and we can't do what we need to do because we're waiting for them to come tell us how to do it and when to do it, that's sad. That means we're still slaves. A sister taught me the other day, and I was having a conversation with a sister at Vegan Social. She was like, but y'all Moors, y'all still got to go to the government and to the man for your stuff. Sis, we're not radical against the government. And yeah, you have to abide by the laws of the government. Because by being a Moorish American, you must abide by the laws of the government. That's the only way you can be a Moorish American. You must obey the laws of the government. Because by being a Moorish American, you are a part and parcel of this government. It must live the life accordingly. Live the life. It's not hard to do right. I know many people that have done right for a long time in their life. It's not hard. And even if they did have a hiccup or two, it's not hard. Get on the ladder. Start on the 3 steps. You know what I'm saying? That's all you got to do is start on them 3 steps. You start on that 3-step ladder, you'll be ready for the 12 steps. But you got to start on the 3 steps. You got to start with faith. You got to start with these 3 steps. And we're going to talk about these 3 steps right now. I'm going to take you to these 3 steps before I go to this rugged cross. Because we're talking about this moral compass still. This is still on the moral compass. Where is my chapter? Is that 11? Let's see. I got to remember because I only marked certain ones when I came out here. Okay. So I'm going to give y'all that rugged cross. What did I say to you guys? Let's see. Yes. Hold on. I'm going to have to find it because I need to remember where that one is. Yeah, we got to keep our moral compass though, y'all. We losing our way so much by doing the things we do. You know what I'm saying? When I say moral compass, I mean snatching us from what our forefathers, what their holy teachings were, what they really brought for us to learn, how we were supposed to sustain ourselves. Most of our ancestors, they made all medicinal things at home. Their children, they made the food, they hunted, everything at the house. They didn't go to the grocery store. We're so used to that, we don't even know how to pick our own vegetables or grow them. I get so excited when I go outside and I see the way things grow from the garden. I'll be amused because I have my whole life, except when I was with my grandmother, have always been go to the grocery store and fix your life. The grocery store is going to have everything you need. Nah. Nah, not really. Not that I'm not from what I'm learning now. What? I've done watch pumpkins grow, watermelon. I'm going, wow, that's how that grows. Beans, black eyed peas. I mean, I am like, yeah, I like, oh, you just go grab you a bag and make it so easy. They make it so easy for you. But if this stuff was a shutdown, most of y'all wouldn't even know how to do none of that. You be sitting there just hungry, just hungry. Don't know the food sources. So I be grateful for my teachers that be in my life. I be so grateful for them. Whether they teach me about a plant, a herb, or whatever, I am grateful. Let me tell you, because who the things that are to come, boy. Oh man, I can't even find my thing. I don't even want to get too far off because I was still on this, but we'll get to it on that third three-step ladder. That's belief, perhaps what man thinks is the truth. Then you have faith. That's man that you know the truth. And then fruition is you being that truth. So even when people say, I believe, what? Because in believe, there's a lie. So you still got to bust through the lie to believe anything. Lie is in there. So that's why belief is the first step on the third step, three-step ladder. Belief. That's what man perhaps thinks is the truth. He don't even know it's the truth. He thinks it might be. He thinks. He's not sure. Faith is you knowing that truth. You know that's the truth. Oh, I got faith in that. That's why a lot of people don't have faith in Allah. A lot of people don't have faith in their God because man's God today is not his God tomorrow. So man don't really have faith in God. He'll say he believes, but a little bit he might believe. And faith is as big as a mustard seed. And a mustard seed really ain't that big. I got some in my purse. I had to pull them out because I've been carrying them around for a long time. And a Moorish sister gave them to me at a festival. And I still have my mustard seeds in my purse. And that was 6 years ago. And they still in there. So it didn't say belief was the side of a mustard seed. It said faith. Have faith of a mustard seed. It didn't say belief. See, that's what I'm saying? You got to listen to these words. Wordplay is very important. If you pay attention to the words, you'll catch more things instead of us just thinking that we're so smart and going over the word. But belief may not be the truth. Faith, you know that. I have faith in Allah. I know that Allah is Allah all by himself. He don't need no help. He don't need no help from no sheiks, no sheikesses, no grand governors, no temples, no nothing. Allah is Allah all by himself. And I have so much faith in Allah because I've seen him work in my life. The more like, oh, Islamism, King Larinate Sumbri Ill. Ooh, I like your name, Islam brother. Thank you. But as I was saying, we got to get on that three-step ladder. We got to get to fruition, being the truth. You want to see change, be the change. Stop talking about what you want to see change. Well, are they going to give us this? Are they going to give us that? That sounds like slave talk when y'all talk like that. Is they going to give us? Is Master going to give us our freedom papers this year? No. You need to get your own freedom papers. All you got to do is learn about who you are, and it's yours. You can gain your master state back just by learning who you really are and whose you really are. Period. Learning that, standing on it. Black, Negro, color ain't gonna get y'all nowhere because that's not noticed as a nation. In science, black means death. Go get you a piece of bread, set it out. Go get anything and let it turn. Science is gonna turn it black. It's gonna turn into mold. So we gotta stop diluting to those things. Okay, be proud of who you are, but don't be mad at me when you sit there and say, oh, they'll say you're a racist. No, well, if I'm racist, it's because I got race pride. That's why racists are usually racist. They got race pride. I just love my race. Excuse me. There should be nothing wrong with that. Everybody else can love their race, but as soon as I speak on mine and I love mine, I'm a racist. Because I love my people. And I just know their condition can be better. I don't think it could be better. And it states that. The prophet speaks on that in the literature. If we think whoever, he needs strong men and women, not no weak ones, strong men and women here that think their condition can be better. But I know our condition can be better. We just too lazy to make it better. We need Master to come fix it. Because when Master's sick, we think we sick. No, that's not it. It's not it. Stop being lazy, period. And they're right. The more I really start thinking about it, when other countries come over here and say, y'all lazy, y'all the people, bad people lazy, they are. I have to agree, they are. Because they won't even take themselves out of mental slavery. They wait for somebody to give them a piece of paper that says, you're free. Literally, this is what they're waiting for. Because it's a mindset. When I'm saying black, Negro, colored, I'm not talking on this. I'm talking this. It's a mindset. It's an energy. It deludes you to slavery in your mind because you're thinking in that way. You're thinking dead. You're thinking with nothing. And all you're believing and hoping that something's going to save you instead of you saving yourself. But see, over here in the Moorish Science Temple, any conference must have 3 sacraments. Islam, belief, faith, and fruition. Islam, brother, Islam. Over here teaching on this TikTok. I'm telling you, that TikTok, you will see some people, and they be in that chat teaching Islam, and they be from all over the world. Because there's people all over the world that ain't lazy about knowing who they are. And when they know who we are, it's the most beautiful thing. Because they'll pop on here, hear me speaking, see this turban, and Islamism come in from some other country. Like my sister in Morocco. Like, this stuff is just, it's beautiful. When they recognize you and they see you and that's my sister, that's my brother. But we can't be recognized when we don't look recognizable. You know what I'm saying? When we don't look recognizable. I love when my sisters wrap their hair. I don't wrap my hair every day because I be hot. I need to do better, but let me tell you something. This turban is worn on that heart. It's worn on that heart and that heart at all times. I got to remember who I am. And I can't let nobody take me off my square. I can't let nobody sway me off. I can't let nobody bring me out my character because I done worked hard to build up character within myself to not come out of it and go into my lower self, because I could quickly go into my lower self and act crazy. But why? What is that going to help? What does that solve? It solves nothing. I came back to teach love, period. I was born from love. When I decided to come back to this bad boy, I said, I'm coming to teach love. No matter how that had to be done. It's so many 3s that surround me, 3s and 9s. What? Children's birthdays falls on 3s and 13s, and 13, shoot, 12 disciples. Jesus made 13. That's a high number. Outcasts tell you that one. Yes, real top. Indeed, you are born free. Yeah, nobody got to give y'all no freedom papers. Y'all was born free. And that's all that we come to bring y'all when we're teaching this Moorish science. You were born free. You were born free. You're not a freed man. You were born free. You free. They say 1865 was when Juneteenth was when Texas found out that they were free. Well, I heard there were some other states. I'm just now learning too. That wasn't the last one. It was Kentucky and a couple of other ones. Really shocked to learn that. Even learned yesterday when I was in Cartersville, Georgia, that city was started by Asiatic people, all Asiatic people. Man, you go to some of these sundown towns and they were started by us. Just the most beautiful thing to learn. And then when people hear you speak it, we've been somewhere and they see my sis with the pendant on, and he's like, Islam, oh my goodness, you're more. Because you'll recognize your people. See, we recognize family when we see family. Family don't mean just because y'all blood that's your family. That don't mean that. Family recognize family. Spirit recognize spirit. Period. So, as I said, you're born free indeed. Yes, 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 sis. Yes, Islam to all that you said. So yes, this is why it's important that we keep hold to our customs and cultures. So as Moorish American Muslims, that's why we call ourselves Moorish American, because we've held on to the customs and cultures of our ancestors, of our forefathers that were here way before Columbus. 1492 was when he got here. We were here way before then. You can look back and see. Like I said, I go back to the Anasazi. Call it what you want, the Anasazis, the Bean, the Cliff people, the ancient Puebloians. I was born in Pueblo. No coincidence. I'm just saying. We must keep the customs and cultures of our forefathers. Because when we don't, that's the biggest sin we could have ever did. Forget about your 10 commandments and forget about any of that. The biggest sin you ever did was to turn your back on your forefathers and not honor what they brought, their holy teachings. Because they brought some holy teachings. A lot of families, your great grandmama, big mama, and all them went to church. You had to go to church. You had to go to Sunday school. They was bringing some holy teachings. Y'all didn't hold on to something. Only thing y'all held on custom and cultures is the slave ways. Celebrating every holiday that they pop up that don't belong to you, was everything to be against you. But you'll go out and spend all your money. Like they say, yep. They sitting back, the Rabs and the Kim Youngs, they sitting back chilling on the floor, making all the money off the people. Our people. Our people. The atrocities we place against ourselves. So you need a moral compass. You need one. I promise you need one. We all need one. I go into the wilderness all the time. I'm in and out of this wilderness thing, y'all. Trying to get myself together at all times so the work don't stop. Don't think because you see me on this screen, I got my life together. No, I don't. I'm still climbing the ladder. I'll tell you that in a minute. I am climbing that 12-step ladder. I'm not falling back down the ladder though, because boy, I tell you, even to get up to the 4th step of the 12-step ladder ain't no joke. That's no joke by itself. So I'm not trying to come down because I had to start on that 3-step, and I'm still working on fruition. Still working on it. So work can always be done. It's just whether you're willing to put the work in for yourself. Or somebody else gonna do the work for you, right? Islam. So we gotta learn to be constant. We gotta learn to be consistent with ourselves. If we're expecting anyone to be consistent with us, we gotta be consistent with ourselves first. We gotta be consistent with ourselves first. It's the only way that's gonna work, right? I read this a lot. I read this a lot when I come on here because it's just always to remind. It's a reminder. Even when you're out here, celebrating these different days that they've placed in front of you for you to go spend all your money on. You think of this when you're doing it. Think of this. I just need you to think of it. That's all. I just need you to think of it. The old rugged cross. And what is that emblem around your neck? What is the meaning of it? And what is the history of it, if you know? Am I to understand that you love the instrument upon which your Jesus was hanged, tortured, and murdered, according to your adopted religion? Am I to understand that you kneel before and pray towards an instrument that brought great suffering, bloodshed, and finally death to one who professes to love. You mothers and fathers who have sons transcend in battle. Do you also have a picture of a pow pow? A or a on the wall? Would you love a weapon used to take out a loved one? Then how could you love the Jesus of your adopted religion and love the symbol of death and the instrument of death put together by the European enemies of Jesus for the purpose of taking him out? How can this be? Are you not double-minded in this? Know you not. Know you not that the cross represents the animal carnal self? Know you not that the cross represents Nimrod, Saturn, Satan, and the world of material existence? Yeah, and this cross is a symbol for the nations of Europe. And for your enemy knows that I speak what is true. The cross had its beginning in an ancient Egypt and first appeared under the name of the Ankh. Under the name of the Ankh. Who is on that Ankh? This is what makes me wonder who they was really taking out. Because that's a female on that Ankh. So when they created this material existence with the cross from here, who they really take out? Who they really always wiping away but the sisters and the mothers, the ones that bring life, the ones that are responsible for it all. If Allah trusted the brothers with counsel, the brothers would be having babies. But there's no babies popping out of ribs around this bad boy. They only coming out of wombs. So he trusted the mother, the woman, the feminine with counsel. So what did y'all really let happen to us? You took the moral compass away. You let them take us out. When you fell, you snatched us down. Straight up off of the Call it what you want. It's going to be some hurt feelings. People going to be mad at me. But I don't care because I'm tired. And I'm just like, we going to do this thing. We going to do this thing. If we ain't going to do it, just don't do it. Walk away. But I'm going to do it because I was called to. So I'm about my Father's work. I'm going to do what he... So when he places the words in my mouth, don't be mad at me because it might be you looking at in the mirror. I don't know. I look at myself a lot in the mirror and have to reflect a lot with myself to be like, you need to work on that because, girl, that ain't right. It's okay. We all have to. So I wonder who snatched us down. I wonder. It makes me wonder. The circle above the cross represented body. The Egyptians believed that man was composed of two contrary spirits. The higher divine spirit, the higher self, because you got two selves, represented by the circle, and the lower cross represented the animal part of man, the lower self. Go to your belly button if you have to, go in half. You let everything out, your lower self, that's gross. Everything comes from the bottom, that's gross. So even when you speaking nasty, it's coming up from the bottom out your mouth. The lower self. The higher self is God and man and Allah as one. The higher self is you. I'm going to hold this here so y'all can understand what's being said right now when it comes to this. Islam, the two contrary spirits, the higher divine spirit was represented by the circle, the lower cross represented by the animal. Joined together, the combined meant everlasting life. We find this belief displayed in the Sphinx, a statue of a man's head attached to the body of a lion, and the statue of a pagan god Horus, a statue of man's head attached to the body of a bird. This is my yacht, though, y'all. When the barbarian nations, the Anglo, Saxons, Jutes, Armenians, the Ostrogoths, the Visigoths, The Burgundians and Franks were driven out of the holy city of Mecca and out of Egypt 12,640 years ago. They worshiped the lower animal qualities of man and adopted a symbol like unto the Ankh, but with the head cut off. Y'all see what I'm saying? Y'all took our heads off. Y'all let them take our heads off. The sister's head off. Period. And this was the beginning of the present day cross. So what you worship when you bow down before the present day cross is the animal of carnal part of man, and none but the devil teaches that man should follow his animal, carnal, immoral, headless, non-thinking nature. See you not how you have you see you know not how you have been misled. That was worded. For the devil receives life through the immoral, headless, non-thinking people who follow their animal nature. Your lower self. It breeds slander, lewdness, hurt, theft, pow, everything that harms. Everything that harms comes out your lower self. But when you're in your higher self, you're with God. That's why we say Friday is the holy day. Friday was the day when man was formed in flesh, and on a Friday he departed out of flesh and ascended unto his Father God Allah. It didn't say descend. It didn't say he descended. It said he ascended. He went back to his higher self to be with his Father God Allah. He went back to his higher self. That's your higher thinking. That's your higher essence. You can go back to your Father God Allah too if you wanted to, if you just weren't being lazy. Pull yourself up out of it. Don't wait for somebody to come save you. I keep telling y'all, no sky daddy's coming for y'all. If you ain't figured that out yet, it's a sky out there, all right. There's a whole lot of storms going on, but no sky daddy's coming. You got to save yourself, people. That's the message. You're going to have to save yourself. Whether you want to hear somebody tell you this or not, you're going to have to save yourself. And can't nobody account for what you've done. I tell my children that all the time. I can't go and say, hey, I did it. You know, I'm their mom. Don't do the. I had to learn that with 2 of my babies being locked up. I can't save them. Me being me and doing the things I've done in life and being kind to people, that don't save your children. So you can keep thinking that they're going to still make their choices. It really started making me understand that they're not ours when they get here. We just were the bodies to get them here, the vessels. We take care of them till they're able to take care of themselves. Now, when they go and start making their own decisions, that's their decisions. But y'all, we gotta look at that like even in nature. The bird tell the birdies, look, y'all, I'm about to roll. If y'all don't learn how to fly, y'all gonna be stuck in this nest because I gotta go. Every nature, every animal does that. They teach until but they can't take on for them. They can't, because eventually that baby bear gonna run off and mama bear ain't gonna be around when the lion try to get him. He might have to learn how to defend himself. So we gotta hold our moral compasses so we can pass these morals on to these babies. So these children can have these moral compasses. They can know the morals and they can walk proud and they can be great and they can, because they're important. They're smart. They're wonderful. To me, everything's for the children. For me, if it's not about them, I don't care about no grown person. I really don't. They are not my concern. Because when you grown and you can do for self and you can handle it, you ain't got no excuse. The only ones I'm concerned about is the little ones that don't. They don't have a choice. That's why I do this. Because I want to see a better world for them. I have grandbabies. I have friends that have little babies. Like, no, I have children. No. Nieces, nephews, friends with children, all y'all with y'all's children. No, we can't do this. This is why the youth acts the way they do now. because they like, dang, that's what y'all did. And then you gotta wonder when your children do get older, if you've left and they're still here, are they gonna say you did anything? Can they really look back and be like, dang, you know what, grandma rocks for me. You see Papa, he went over there and did such and such. I love when I hear them stories. When they be like, yeah, my grandfather was such and such and such and such, and he did such and such and such and such. Wow. That's something to be proud of. That's something to hold on to. That's a moral compass. That's something somebody gave you. That came from your forefathers. You should be holding on to them traditions. If granddaddy taught you how to cut down the trees, shoot, that's a good thing. He taught you to do something. He put some kind of tool in your hand so somehow you could, one day you might have to use that skill. We all have skills that we can use. We all have them. We've been blessed with them. Our forefathers left us with some amazing energy, some amazing talents. That's why we've invented everything, because of that. And we were built off of morals, y'all. We were built off of morals. Some people don't have morals, and some people are misunderstanding what morals really are. And it has nothing to do with having no commitment to a person. It really doesn't. That's not the only thing that means. Your morals are just bigger than that. They're bigger than that, than the little things we give them. How do you show up in your morals for people? No matter what, you have compassion for them when they're going through. I mean, what are your morals in that way? Boy, it gets quiet around here. You know what I'm saying? It gets real quiet. It gets so quiet. You can hear a church mouse. That I be really, I be waiting to hear what you have to say, what y'all have to say. Because it's over with. It's a wrap. Ain't no 12th hour no more. It's over. The 12th hour is over. The clock has went ding, ding. It has hit 12. It's no more. So I can understand why Allah told me to be quiet for a minute, why I've been going through what I've been going through, why things have been shifted in the way they've been shifted. Because it's a wrap. It's over with. It really is. I'm happy that those that have awakened. And I had a customer today, a young brother that I had to take to the State Farm Arena. I had to drop him at State Farm Arena. he was like, yeah, Chris Brown here. I'm like, oh yeah, Chris Brown is gonna have the whole city shut down. By now, the city is shut down because they are about to swarm State Farm Arena, right? So we're having great conversation, and I'm talking about who we are. I always speak. I don't know how to speak any other way. So I can't dumb down my conversation in order to appease the next person because they don't know what I'm talking about, right? But this young gentleman had to be about, I think he was 23. Tell me he's 23, yeah. So he, got in. He was just all energy, great, ready to go to work. So as we talking, he's like, yeah, I hear what you're saying to me too. He said, ma'am, I hear you. Yeah, know who we are and whose we are. He said, I thought I knew who I was, but maybe I need to go check. He said, maybe I need to go back and check it. And then he says, as he's getting out, he says, you know what? But we waking up though. He said, I promise I'm listening to you and you saying some things that I've heard. We waking up though. We are. And I'm like, yes. When I hear that come from the youth, I get excited. I hear it come from grown folks. I'm like, look, we ain't woke yet. But when it comes from them, I be like, wow. It blows me. It sends chills all through me. Because it's like, yes, they hear us. They do. We see them. And all he kept saying was, but when it happens, do you think it's going to be bad? Do you think, I said, baby, we survivors. Somebody said, yeah. We don't die, we multiply. We baby kids. Just as many people that perish as my young Morris brother that I love so much out of Chicago. As people perish, babies are born to fulfill. So it's like a recycling. Like we don't die, we multiply. We just multiply back more and more and more and more and more. More and more babies are being born. So when people get mad because they want to outlaw that thing, it's just because they know that we replenish the earth. We're fertile around this bad boy, and we'll replenish this bad boy. So what other way? You're mad because they're gonna shut down take away the baby thingy. But in our reality, you got 10 commandments that tells you not to kill. That's what be throwing me with people. They go to that other side, and like Kat said, it's God's side or the other side, and I ain't concerned with the other side. But that other side, because God's side said, thou shalt not kill. But that other side said, go do that. Go get rid of it. I'm confused. But you with God, though, huh? Because you show up on your Sundays and y'all do that thing. No, that does no. So we don't. We just multiply. So that's why they don't want to get rid of it. That's why they want to keep it there. Because they want us to not multiply. They want us not to reproduce. So they could depopulate. It's called the rulers and the rich. It's not called the government, y'all. Sorry. To burst your bubble. Now, whatever part of that might have something to do with it, maybe. But these rulers and the rich are the ones that's rocking this thing. Because none of those things are a part of that. The what is that called? Planned Parenthood? That's not government. That's a business. That's a business. And that's all that it is a business. So they take and they use that business and they use it against us. No telling what they've done with those things. No telling. We got womb liberation coming up too. We doing a womb liberation day. We got that coming up too for the women. So we can start dealing with our wombs, past trauma, no matter what you've been through. Whether it's been through a taking away one, miscarrying, any of these things. Like, we got to start going back and we got to start healing this. We got to start healing our wounds so that we can not only heal our wounds, but heal our minds. We can think clearer. We can move better. Islam, we can do those things. We got to stop just giving ourselves and just depleting ourselves. We got to learn to love ourselves. We got to learn to use our moral compass on ourselves and direct the love within us with our moral compass. We need to relax. We need to put our feet up. We need to, and that's for brothers and sisters. Brothers, go hang with somebody. Go do something. Sisters too. Like, I don't care if you, man, there's so many times I just take myself to lunch just so I can have a moment to myself. Some days I'm just like, I'm just going to go sit down and have a moment. And it's been the greatest thing. Even when my children were still young, as hard as I work, they at school, I'm out here doing clients. I'm taking myself to lunch today. By myself. I can date myself. I can take myself out on a date. No big deal. Love it. Because then I can people see. I can sit there really enjoy. Ain't got to rush nothing. Just be. And we all need to learn how to do that. I think brothers and sisters do. If you got to take one day to just be, just you. Just go you. I don't care if it's to the park. I remember I used to go just to the park, walk around the park. Or to the park and just sit and just watch people walk and jog and just watch and just enjoy and just be to myself and quiet. Learn to do that. Learn to use your moral compass on you to help guide you. Have some compassion for yourself because that's what your moral compass is about. Teaching you compassion, have it for yourself. So then from yourself, it can go out to others. But we got to stop depleting us for everybody else. Each and every one. I had to learn that. Someone had to teach me that. My nail tech had to teach me that. Latay, I don't care. You come get your feet done today. She would be like that. Today, you come today. You can take a day. You don't have to keep doing that. Take a day. She taught me that. Take a day. Take a moment. You know what I'm saying? Don't get so overworked for everyone else. This is why I wanted to talk about this moral compass that we got to use on ourselves all the time, brothers and sisters. Stop being lazy. Can't nobody do the work for you. You must do it for yourself. I had to learn that, man. Wishing someone could take on this thing. Nah, it kept hitting me, kept coming right back. Nope, you gotta fix yourself. Bam. Nope, you gotta fix yourself. It kept putting me back in the mirror. Fix yourself. Nobody's gonna fix you. Nobody's gonna fix you until you decide to fix you. Until you decide you're important enough to take the time for yourself. So that's what I wanted to say about this moral compass today. I might have seemed all over the place or whatever, but baby, let me tell y'all something. Excuse me, we needed this. We needed this today. We needed this today. I'm going to read some words from the prophet before I close out this meeting. It's long. And now I got to find my other. Wow. Where is he? Where is he? I thought I had him. Oh, there he is. Okay. So we're going to read a couple of the words from the prophet before we close out the meeting, okay? To the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America, Islam, this is the instruction from your prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Be fruitful unto your forefathers divine. He's always telling you about your forefathers. Happy holy day, brother Arnil Bay. Happy holy day. I trust you I know y'all had a fantastic meeting today. I know y'all did. Islam, this is the instruction from your holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Be faithful unto your forefathers, divine and national creed, that you will be blessed for your good deeds that you sow in the flesh. Allah is the one that judges the world, and his judgment is now on. But the weak can comprehend it not. The end of time is drawing near. So says Allah to his divine prophet, I Noble Drew Ali. And that is why many hearts have been turned to stone, and many have eyes to see but cannot see, ears to hear but cannot hear, lest they will be confounded of their sins. These are the trying hours now, dear Moors, and every evil spirit is moving. Man, I tell you, every evil spirit is trying to move. And they are trying every weak mind. That's the rulers and the rich. They trying every weak mind to overthrow and drag out the true foundation that has been laid, and to cause confusion in the minds of the ones that do believe. But if you have the true love of Allah and the spirit of your forefathers, you fear not what you hear or see. That's what I was letting the young brother know today. Don't fear that because you hear that. Don't fear what you hear and see. We're fine. We're survivors. We are God's chosen. We are Allah's babies. Islam, man don't die. Time never was when man was not. But and the spirit of your forefathers, you fear not what you hear or see, but will sacrifice the utmost of your very life to protect your movement and your profit. Watch your enemies, dear Moors. Your enemies are the ones that speak against your prophet and ridicule him to the very lowest, and the ones that speak against your divine and national principles of your temple. I want to stop there because I have to point that out all the time too. That anytime you speaking against your brother or sister, I don't care what temple they in. If you speaking against that temple, if you speaking against them, you against the prophet. I just don't see it any other way because he did not specifically point out anything right there. If they speak against your divine and national principles, because as long as you're falling in line with the principles of the prophet, you can't be talking about nobody. That's not what we about. That's causing confusion. That's why people always think we're the radical ones that's throwing stuff out the window, talking about, I ain't got to listen to you. No, that's not who we are. We are the true Moorish American Muslims that stand on our 5 principles, that are doing the work of our Father, Allah. So you don't speak against no one's divine and national principles of their temples. Act accordingly, and Allah will bless you for your good work. Peace. Your divine prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Islam, 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 Islam. No, I got to do one more. My apologies, one more. That's the one I was looking for. That's the one I was looking for. I don't know why I didn't have this thing already marked. Please excuse me. The divine warning, Islam. Divine warning by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Prophet warns all Muslims, governors, ordered to read proclamation at each meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical agitating speeches while at working in their homes or on the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequence. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the laws as laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card and button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways. By the order of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Islam, Islam. So, y'all, this is Holy Day. We will be back for Sunday school. I need y'all to know that Unity Day in the ATL is coming. It is coming. It's like 14 days away, y'all. 14 days. Unity Day, all about the 4 pillars of unity. That's unity of family. That's unity of nation. That's unity of self. And that's unity of community. These 4 pillars will be built on every month, because we're going to bring some order to this nation. And we're going to help our people, because we know their condition can be better. So I want to give shouts out to my sisters that are helping me in this work. We doing this together. And it's so beautiful because you can see the love coming out of it through each one of us. And I just want to send my shouts out to my sister Aisha Ra, my sister Joya, my sister Vashira, YG Cafe, Smart Pharmacy, Earthlight. Dang, I forgot the rest of the name. Please forgive me. But I want to give shouts out to you all. To the people that'll be speaking, I will be putting that stuff out coming up. I'm just still collecting headshots from everybody so you guys can see who's going to be speaking. We got some amazing people. AGS, Cyril Sills Bay, Brother Tyrone. We about to have some serious people speaking on some amazing things. Our sister Isha, our sister Joya going to be giving y'all a demonstration on womb liberation. We just got so much. We got Dr. Gabriel gonna give us a whole lot. I'm just gonna say like a whole lot gonna go on in there. So y'all have to come, because this is gonna be the time that you'll sign up for classes, whether they're online or in person. You'll be able to sign up for these classes so that you can get in on what needs to be done. If you're really about changing and being the change, not changing, but being the change that needs to be seen, then just know Unity Day is going to be what you need to be a part of. Whether you make it July the 20th or whether you make it next month or the month after, we building. It's all about self-sustainability. You know what I'm saying? In all ways. So we're food, shelter, clothing, military. We're talking all of these things that you need to operate as a nation of people. You can't do this individually. If things were done individually, all teams would have one person, football team and everybody else. But there's no I in team. It takes all of us. So if you even think our condition can be better, just join. You ain't gotta you ain't gotta join no temple. You ain't gotta join none of that. You don't even have to call yourself a Moorish American. Just come and join arms so that we can make better for our people. So we can help position them to be in a better position. Regardless, we're not here to make you think like us, believe in what we believe in, but at least just think for yourself. At least open your mind enough to think for yourself. That's why we come and that's why we do these things. You know what I'm saying? So Unity Day is that day, July 20th. It's from 12 to 5. It's at the YG Cafe at 640 Evans Street, Atlanta, Georgia. Southwest Atlanta, Georgia. It's for everyone to come together. I don't care what your background is, Christian, Jew, whatever it is. If you know that our condition can be better and you have any kind of organization, anything that would help bring us together in a better way, help us build our communities better. We have Moors with land, farms, we have all this stuff going on. So there's no reason why we're not coming together to do what we need to do in order to help the whole. So I love my sisters. Thank y'all so much that we have been holding this thing down and it's coming and I can't wait. I'm excited. And yes, so now that I've gotten all that out of the way, all meetings are to be open and closed promptly according to the Circle 7 and love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Can we all stand as we recite our Moorish American prayer? We're going to turn to the east. It's going within. We put our 5 fingers on the left, 2 on the right, with our heels touching one another. Repeat after me. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation by night and by day through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Amen. Islam, Islam. Happy Holy Day. I hope to see you guys back here on Sunday for Sunday School. Guiders of the Nation Sunday School, because out from your Sunday school comes the Guiders of the Nation. So that's where you can learn more. You can dive in more. You can get some references. We go over nationality, the history, whatever questions you may have, you can bring them to that platform. I may not have the answer, but I'm sure there's a sheik or someone around that could give an answer or at least help demonstrate something to where you have a better understanding of what's being said or what's being taught at the time or what's being, well, let me not say taught. I'll say demonstrated at the time. Was demonstrated. All right. So, yes. So you can check in with us on Sunday. We're on YouTube. We're on TikTok. We're on Facebook. So I love y'all and have a good night. Peace and love.